Here we have a glute med band kickback. This movement biases the glute medius division of the glutes, which is the upper shelf portion of the glutes. Secondarily, we're also getting a good bit of glute minimus, which is a deeper muscle located underneath the glute medius, and we're also getting some assistance from the glute max. This exercise biases the glute med in its more mid-range, but setting the band higher like this will also allow for some lengthened position bias as well. For setup on these, I do recommend a band with a carabiner attachment if you have it. We're going to set the band at hip height or just below. I don't advocate for using a pipe in your home, but this is what I had and I decided to take the risk. I recommend using an ankle strap that has an underfoot attachment like mine has here. This allows us to more easily push down into the movement and is a more stable option. Now, because this is a home exercise, your setup may look slightly different than mine, and that is okay, but here's what I want you to think through when setting up for this movement. I want both of your arms to be stabilized against something so that you can really focus on the exercise and aren't falling over. So I'm using a bench and a foam roller. Other options would be a PVC pipe, a chair, a broomstick, etc. Take a step over towards your working side by about a foot and then step back from the anchor point far enough so that when your leg is forward, you still have tension in the band. At no point should the band go slack. I want you to think of swiping back at a 45-degree angle. So the working leg is actually going to cross and touch the non-working thigh on each rep. A form cue I like to share is close the thigh gap. We're not going out directly to the side. We're not going directly back. It's right in between at that 45-degree angle. Leg is swiping across the body. Let's dive into some common mistakes. Number one is kicking too much straight back rather than swiping across the body. With this variation, we're using more glute max than glute med. We need to make sure that we are closing the thigh gap on each rep and that we're hitting that 45-degree angle between straight out to the side and straight back. Lifting the knee up on each rep is also unnecessary here and can make the movement more quad and glute max focused rather than glute med. So instead, we want to make sure we're keeping the leg nice and straight and swiping across. Finally, a common mistake on these is shifting the hips excessively rather than keeping the hips square. It's not that no movement will happen through the hips, but we want majority of the movement to be happening through that leg so that we're using the glute med and not momentum or surrounding musculature.